top stories. Nevis cabinet members get second COVID vaccination. Medical Chief of Staff at JNF pleased to get second COVID jab, and Prime Minister Harris says the U.S. needs to do more in the fight against COVID-19. The details on these stories and more after the break.
In your formative years, we were there. When you got the good news and the bad, we were right there with you. Through all your great adventures, we were always right by your side. Now that life has thrown us a curveball, we are still here. And as we navigate this difficult period, the SKCCU will continue to be there for you and your family to help you through. We will assist you in safely and efficiently accessing your funds through our digital platforms, online banking, mobile banking, ATMs, and even our drive-through services. We can get through this together with responsible financial decisions by making food and medication a priority, practicing proper hygiene, maintaining social distancing, and constant prayer.
We're here for you.
We're still here.
We will get through this together.
SKCCU will continue to be your financial partner for life.
Without limits, happy and free. The skin you're in with no apology. The one to seize the day. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. With LLB. Live, love, be. Live, love, be. Be who you know you can be. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. Angostura, lemon, lime and bitters. Live, love, be.
The dangers of sweet beverages in the Caribbean. It is time to shine a light on the dangers of sugary beverages. Sugar-sweetened beverages are the main source of sugar in our diets, and eating and drinking too much sugar has been linked to being overweight and obese. In St. Kitts and Nevis, 50% of adult females and 37% of males are overweight and obese. And 28% of children are either overweight or obese. A survey showed that 62% of students between the ages of 13 and 15 drank one or more carbonated sugar-sweetened beverage every day, exceeding their daily healthy limit. So, how much sugar should we consume? The World Health Organization and American Heart Association recommends that children aged 2 to 18 should consume less than 25 grams of sugar daily, and adults should consume less than 50 grams of sugar daily. It will surprise you how much sugar is in some of your favorite beverages. This chart shows that on average, one serving of a sugary beverage exceeds the daily maximum sugar intake for children, which is 25 grams, and is very close or sometimes over the limit for adults at 50 grams. The impact of sweet beverages on your health, your family, and community can be severe. So, it's time to rethink your drink. This message has been brought to you by the St. Kitts and Nevis Ministry of Health.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. Hot on the heels of Prime Minister Harris and members of the federal cabinet receiving their second COVID-19 vaccine, senior government officials in Nevis have also received their second jab on Wednesday, emphasizing the safety of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine approved by the World Health Organization. Premier Honorable Mark Brantley echoed the sentiments of Prime Minister Harris, saying they are leading by example in order for the country to reopen safely so that the people can get back to work. In 2 weeks' time, those receiving the vaccine would be medically deemed fully vaccinated and would be able to travel and move around more freely. The Premier's wife, Sharon Brantley, several senior government officials, Dr. Judy Nisbet, chair of the Nevis COVID-19 task force, and senior nurses who also took their first dose of the vaccine 10 weeks prior, had their second COVID-19 jab on Wednesday. Medical Chief of Staff at the Joseph N. France General Hospital, Dr. Cameron Wilkinson, is happy about receiving his second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine on his way to full vaccination. In a Facebook post on Tuesday, he said, quote, "The second shot was placed in my arm today, so I am happy that in 2 weeks I will be fully vaccinated. On the 22nd of February, I received my first shot of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine." The post went on to congratulate the thousands of persons who have been vaccinated. Quote, "Since then, 12,943 other persons in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis have received their first shot, and another 127 like me have completed their second shot. Congrats to all of you who have done the right thing and got vaccinated. This virus is unpredictable, and the sooner we get vaccinated and stop the spread from person to person is the sooner we can eradicate it," end quote. He advised that future changes to be made to current protocols are dependent on curbing the virus today. He said, quote, "One cannot look into a crystal ball and say what changes will be made to our protocols in the future, as it depends on how well the virus is contained. What we can say, however, is that the vaccine is safe and proven to be effective in decreasing transmission, preventing severe disease and hospitalization, and preventing death from COVID-19. He concluded by urging persons to get vaccinated. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris has been featured in a U.S. publication as he called on the United States to do more to assist the Caribbean in the fight against COVID-19. In a recent phone interview with Bloomberg.com, Dr. Harris said the region, quote, "has not felt the full weight of the most powerful country in this fight against the pandemic." The Prime Minister did note that the U.S. is helping by providing $2 billion to the COVAX facility to supply vaccines to poor nations, but he said the Caribbean has not seen any high-profile gestures from Washington. He said, quote, "There has been no specific outreach at the bilateral level to member states within the CARICOM region." The Prime Minister's comments to Bloomberg.com echoed remarks he made at the arrival of 21,600 doses of vaccines from India on April 7th, where he called on the larger countries to do more to stop the global spread of COVID-19. After the break, St. Kitts and Nevis on track to economic recovery post-COVID-19. Stay with us.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
I wish I knew how to do that. Me too.
Thinking of what to do this Mother's Day?
Boys, put on your shoes. I have a treat for you.
How about you make it a family experience?
But Mommy, where's the treat?
I'm going to teach you how to bake.
With messes and memories. When you shop safe and smart at Value Mart.
Glow Broadband and TV is packed with even more value as you get a free Samsung tablet,
free installation and 50% off your bill for 3 months when you sign up now. Yes, a free Samsung tablet. Power all you do at home with up to 100 megabits per second super fast broadband. Plus, stay HD entertained with Flow TV. Stream, share, and do more on your new free tablet, which will also keep you connected on the go with ease. Sign up at a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris has indicated that the Federation is on track to economic recovery post-COVID-19. During a recent virtual forum hosted by the High Commission of St. Kitts and Nevis in Canada, entitled Forward Together, the Diaspora and Post-Pandemic in St. Kitts and Nevis, the Prime Minister has noted a number of areas in which the country has seen significant growth. Prime Minister Harris pointed out that the vaccination program is critical to the government's agenda of economic recovery. The Prime Minister said he is pleased that the country was able to have a good rollout despite the limitations.
We are grateful that notwithstanding our limits on resources, both people and other kinds of resources, we have been able to do a very good job in the rollout of our vaccination program. Still a long road to go. But every day, as one person steps forward, we get closer to the target.
He added that getting the country back to work again requires each of us to play our part and to get vaccinated.
Getting our country back to work again requires each of us to do what we can and to step forward and be vaccinated. The Honorable Premier made reference to the loss of jobs. And certainly that is a major concern for us at the federal level and of course at the level of the Nevis Island administration. We will not get there as fast as we would like until we get more persons vaccinated.
The Prime Minister said one particular area in which the country has seen growth is the fisheries sector.
I am happy to report that as of the first quarter ending of March 2021, the fisheries sector was up a whopping 43%, having supplied fisheries products nearing 200,000 pounds over the 138,000 pounds of fisheries products which were caught in 2020. This has been attributed in large measure to the fiscal response that the government gave, the stimulus package to the sector, and fisheries and agriculture, broadly referring to crops and livestock in the context of St. Kitts and Nevis, were given significant
to the stimulus package that was given to the sector by the government. The Prime Minister said these are a good sign that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. A top official from the UE Seismic Research Institute in Trinidad and Tobago has offered more information to further address concerns about a viral video filmed at the crater at Mount Lyamiga in St. Kitts. During Wednesday's edition of the National COVID-19 briefing, head of the Research Institute, Dr. Aracela Joseph, explained that although the bubbling pools may seem alarming, they are completely normal and there is no link to the volcanic activity in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The type of activity that was seen is a normal hydrothermal activity. It was not unusual for Lyamiga, and it does not indicate that there is an increase in the activity of the volcano. The other concern that people often say is that when one volcano erupts in our region, it's linked to other volcanoes and other volcanoes can show unrest. That again is not true. The processes the processes throughout the region that actually allow for the formation of the volcanoes, that's the same. Yes, it means that we are in a subduction zone, as I mentioned before, and this is what allows the formation of volcanic islands. But in terms of the plumbing systems of the volcanoes being linked, no, each volcano is different and has its own plumbing system, and one activity at one does not necessarily allow for another one to increase in activity or erupt.
Earlier this week, hikers to the crater posted a video showing bubbling pools which raised concern on social media. Since then, local and regional experts have said this type of activity is normal and there is nothing to worry about. The Keon High School Alumni and Mentorship Program CHAMPS is inviting past students of the Keon High School to become members of the association as it works to provide assistance to the school. Vice President of CHAMPS, Dave Brown, said the association became a reality after some of the alumni recognized the needs of the school and wanted to help.
It's very important. It really stemmed from, as I said, one of the parents I remember speaking to on that same cruise, who basically brought me back to the idea of what was happening at the school, and I was really kind of shocked to realize there wasn't certain advancement in the school. And so we all pulled together and decided we are going to support the school in a number of ways with respect to helping them getting stuff like refrigerator and other contributions to the school.
He said at the moment CHAMPS is focused on two specific areas of advancement for the school and its students.
A mentorship program where we want to be able to help all the students. And so one who is Mr. Percy Daniel, he is the one in charge of that section to kind of pull a number of students and, past students and other folks who will be interested in helping us, so that will create somewhat of an umbrella for everybody, for the students in particular, so they can talk about any issues they have in school and even going on beyond school. And the other thing we are trying to do right now is to put a computer lab there that would be state of the art. That we're planning to see if we can fit in another year.
In April, CHAMPS donated 500 masks to the students and teachers of CHS. Public Relations Officer for CHAMPS, Ken Sutton, said along with the introduction of a scholarship program, the association has also donated a refrigerator, books, a stove, office equipment and cell phones since its inception in 2015. He invited past students to contact him or one of the members of CHAMPS to become a member.
We've been trying to increase our membership, so we ask anybody, past students, teachers, workers, anybody who had any affiliation with the Keon High School to join us. Some people are saying that they have their own group already and they don't want to divert from their group, but it's better if we join under one umbrella. You can still have your little group, but if you come under this umbrella, I think we'll be more meaningful towards the Keon High School. So anybody who wants to be a part of this organization, they can contact myself at 663-1570.
CHAMPS has been operational for the past 5 years and will host elections later this year for the installation of a new executive. And finally, on the local scene, the St. Kitts Diabetes Association held its school screening exercise on Tuesday at the Washington Archibald High School. The aim of the exercise is to highlight the importance of diabetes in St. Kitts and hopefully detect at an early stage any evidence of the disease or the risk factors associated with diabetes. The Lions Club, along with the Ministry of Health, collaborated with the association on the initiative. Coming up in regional news, Prime Minister Chastany defends SOE extension. The details when we come back.
I knew how to do that.
Thinking of what to do this Mother's Day?
Boys, put on your shoes. I have a treat for you.
How about you make it a family experience?
I'm going to teach you how to bake.
With messes and memories. When you shop safe and smart at Value Mart.
Moving now to news on the regional scene. Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Alan Chastanet, is making the case for the extension of the state of emergency SOE. In an interview with the media on Tuesday before debate in the House on the motion, the government leader said the SOE gives legal authority to impose the curfew, which is vital to the COVID-19 pandemic response. HTS News Force has this report.
Prime Minister Alan Chastanet has defended the move to extend the COVID-19 related state of emergency by 5 months. The news has caused uproar in some circles, especially with an election imminent. During a media scrum on the steps of Parliament on Tuesday, ahead of debate on the motion in the House of Assembly, he argued the SOE would facilitate the implementation of curfew times.
As we've indicated very frequently, the state of emergency is required to be the legislative tool to allow us to implement a curfew system. All of the other protocols that we're implementing are under the COVID Act. So let me repeat myself again, that the SOE, the state of emergency, is only being used to regulate the curfew times. And so without the state of emergency, we would not be in a position to implement the curfew times. And as you've seen, the curfew times along with the economic activity are the two things that we use to try to keep the COVID under control. And so far we've been doing a relatively good job. And I think that most people would agree that the 9 o'clock curfew has been working out relatively well. It's not ideal for some of the restaurants and bars, but in terms of keeping the cases under control and still allowing the economy to turn over and for people to at least keep their businesses open, it has been ideal in that case.
The Prime Minister told the press that the curfew is decided by the Office of the Chief Medical Officer, who advises the command center.
As I said to you, the state of emergency only applies to the curfew. The curfew is determined by the CMO. Office, who gives advice to the command center, and the command center passes that information on to cabinet. If in fact the protocols are going to be changed, the recommendation is made for them to be changed, it's then brought to NEMAC, which is the wider body, and there is a thorough discussion about the proposed protocols, and then they're implemented. So right now their recommendation is we do not change any of the protocols. The state of emergency that we had in expires on May 16th, so we would have to extend it.
Health officials are worried that Grenada remains 70 to 80% away from herd immunity since the first vaccine was received and administered in February. Here's more.
Health officials are concerned with the significant drop in persons getting vaccinated throughout the state of Grenada. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles says that for Grenada to have herd immunity, 70 to 80,000 Grenadians need to be fully vaccinated. At present, the island only recorded just over 3,000 individuals fully vaccinated, a number that is far from the needed target. Dr. Mayana Charles, assistant to the Chief Medical Officer, explains.
Now we are a population of just about 112,000. And when you think about it, just only over 3,500 persons have been vaccinated. Right? So that is not quite significant. Right? As Dr. Charles said earlier on, we're still seeing a lot of vaccine hesitancy. But what I want persons to know, right, what we know about the COVID-19 vaccines, and what is very important, to date, it has been shown to reduce transmission by up to 68%. Now, additionally, the other benefits, vaccination significantly protects you from severe illness, it significantly protects you from death, and it significantly protects you from hospitalization.
Dr. Sean Charles says the main factor hindering persons from getting vaccinated is that of misinformation.
We know that misinformation is one of them. All right? There is a strong and deliberate effort to spread misinformation that will persuade persons not to be vaccinated. And it is working. It is working. There are persons who do not even understand why they do not want the vaccine, but they know they don't want it because they've heard something bad about it. Now, all of this is creating a lot of fear and confusion in the minds of persons who don't know better or who don't understand.
Both doctors are encouraging Grenadians to get vaccinated as soon as possible. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
Coming up, Derek Chauvin defense files for new trial. We'll tell you more when we come back.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Welcome back. Days after the 12-man guilty verdict in the case against Derek Chauvin for kneeling on George Floyd, his defense team is now filing a new trial citing jury misconduct. ABC News with this report.
Tonight, Brandon Mitchell, one of 12 jurors who convicted former cop Derek Chauvin of killing George Floyd, is defending his impartiality as a juror after this picture of him last August resurfaced online at the March on Washington commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, an event where George Floyd's family members were among the speakers. Mitchell, wearing a shirt with a picture of Dr. King and the words, "Get your knee off our necks" and BLM. After the guilty verdict, Mitchell telling our Robin Roberts that video of Chauvin's knee on Floyd's neck was key.
And then seeing the multiple angles of it from the body cams, from the other cell phones, it was probably the most important piece of evidence.
Mitchell, during jury selection, answered no when asked if he participated in demonstrations about police use of force. Mitchell told the Minneapolis Star-Tribune his attendance in D.C. was 100% not a march for George Floyd and directly related to MLK's march in the 60s. Tonight, Chauvin's defense attorney Eric Nelson filing this motion for a new trial, citing a number of reasons, including jury misconduct.
Certainly gives him some ammunition in terms of him asking the court to conduct a hearing to determine whether or not this juror should have been on the jury or not.
Australians are stranded in India as Prime Minister Scott Morrison maintains that the ban remains in place till May 15. Andrew Probin of ABC News Australia has this report.
No one's allowed in from India, but aid is on its way out of Australia. Airborne this morning, headed for Delhi.
It will be distributed to hospitals across the region. The first of what is expected to be at least 2 flights.
India's COVID catastrophe killing a record 3,800 people in a single day. Infections rising by another 380,000. 9,000 Australians in India controversially barred from coming home for now. The High Commissioner particularly concerned for those considered vulnerable for health or financial reasons.
Disturbingly, over the past week, the number classified as vulnerable has increased from 600 to 900.
our pause will be in place until the 15th of May, as we said.
The Prime Minister quashing speculation repatriation flights from India could be reinstated early.
This pause is enabling us to get on the right footing to be able to restore those repatriation flights.
But the decision to ban citizens from coming home under threat of jail and hefty fines by order of Health Minister Greg Hunt is under federal court challenge.
Has gone beyond what his powers are. In addition, there are serious questions about the constitutional validity of this act.
Australia's inward and outward travel restrictions are fully consistent with international human rights law.
However, the government is not disguising its concern that Australia's sizable Indian community has been upset by the ban, the PM offering his sympathies on Facebook.
I know this is a time of great pain.
We have obligations to Australian citizens, and we should have been bringing people home.
An extremely serious matter.
One senior Indian MP labelling Australia's approach inhumane and unethical.
India understands that national governments will take decisions that reflect their priorities to keep their citizens safe.
Behind the scenes, Indian community leaders are warning of a potential backlash at the ballot box for the coalition. Another reminder, if we needed it, that hardline border policies, though wildly popular at a state level during COVID, have their complications on a national and international front. Andrew Probyn, ABC News, Canberra.
Up next in sports, basketball action continued on Tuesday, and the SKNFA results for Saturday and Sunday's matches. Stay with us.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
I took the vaccine because I want the in-person audience experience at Sugar Mass 50.
I took the vaccine because I want to be performing with all my peoples on Ultra Truck this year for Carnival.
I get vaccinated because I want to be on the road for Sugar Mass 50.
The reason I chose to be vaccinated because I'm a professional as an entertainer, for us to have a safer Boyton Carnival.
I am DJ Flames and I got vaccinated because I want Sugar Mass 50 to be greater than ever.
I took the vaccine because I miss entertaining thousands of people and I miss hosting my own events. See you at Sugar Mass 50. Boom.
Get vaccinated quickly to turn up Sugar Mass 50.
First up in sports, the National Bank Senior Basketball League continued on Tuesday with one completed game when challengers Exodus defeated Fire and Rescue Firestorm 88-68. For Exodus, Jamal Sutton made 26 points, 24 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals. Delvin Marshall 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals and 3 blocks. Chesty James 19 points, 16 rebounds and 2 assists. For Firestorm, Simba Hanley made 35 points, 26 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals and 2 blocks. Makimba Fai 16 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals and 2 blocks. The second game, which was interrupted because of rain, was Rams Hitters versus Newton Ground Blazers. It continued on Wednesday at 6:30. The game was in the final quarter, Hitters 89, Blazers 49. Also on Wednesday, Blueprint Construction St. Paul's Tough Nuts taking ASC Wolfpack from 7 p.m. This game was also rained out on Sunday. Saturday and Sunday night football saw a victory for Trafalgar South Stars and draws in the other 3 games. Andre Huey, media consultant to the SKNFA, has more.
On Saturday, Trafalgar South Stars in dramatic fashion picked up their first victory of the season when they defeated Deer Bay Eagles 4-2 in a topsy-turvy encounter. Scoring for South Stars, Ronaldo Nisbet getting the lead in the 15th minute, only for Sean Descent of Deer Bay to equalize in the 48th minute. George L. Dickinson doubled the Deer Bay's lead in the 63rd minute, but Ronaldo Nisbet scoring a second goal and Shamari Hanley and Dylan Morton ensured South Stars walked away with all 3 points. The commentary team provided post-match analysis.
Very good week for South Stars, getting their first point, yes. And now getting the first victory. Yes. They get the first point with a John game, and now they've gotten their first victory, beating DFB 4-2. But as I said, it was an enjoyable game, a very great watch. Normally, bottom of the table, you might find it maybe one-sided, but it was a great watch. 2 teams battling it out, and as I said, it seems even more competitive at the bottom of the table than at the top.
In the second of Saturday night's doubleheader, Saul Allen Ottersplice Connery FC drew 1-1 with Esgrave Newtown United. Dagenham Roberts gave Newtown the lead in the 58th minute, but Kadeen Lewis, the last-ditch effort, gave Connery the equaliser in the 85th minute. Coach of Connery, Al Richards, said this result was well needed for his team.
We're going to lose. If this summer made, being a walker, with 2 on top. Just like he came on, a ball come out the top, he threw the ball and come between Lewis and the goalkeeper going and was back in the net, So a good game, a very physical game, intense game, as you can see. Our plan was to eliminate the middle, which was Mitchum. Just after we dropped sleep there, he made a pass to Roberts, and it was there, back in the net, So it was a good game, I must say. It was a very good game from both teams, very physical, but I got for the job. Seriously.
On Sunday, despite taking an early lead, Fast Cash Saddlers had to settle for a 2-2 draw versus St. Peter's FC. Shaheem Prentice scored both goals for St. Peter's in the 26th and 42nd minute, and Stephen Rollins and Evans Roy Barnes were the goal scorers for Saddlers in the 4th and 59th minutes. And the weekend's marquee matchup between former champions Rands Village Superstars and title contenders Garden Hotspurs ended in a 1-1 draw. Kimari Rogers scored for Village in the 37th minute and Shervin Allen for Spurs in the 72nd minute. Mazari Hodge of Village was sent off with a red card after picking up 2 yellow cards in the 29th and 80th minutes.
And that's it for sports. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honourable Timothy Harris, wants to alert the public about fake Facebook and social media accounts that are circulating. These sites may look genuine, but they're not. These fake sites may use the Prime Minister's photo and name, but their only intention is to spread misinformation through false and scandalous information. Some of these pages are scams and will attempt to dupe you out of money. Do not trust them. You can find the real Prime Minister Harris on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for his official handle, which is @PMHarrisKN. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages that claim to be the Prime Minister's but do not have PM Harris KN right after the / are fake accounts. These should be reported to the respective social media sites. You can also report fake social media accounts to presssec@gov.kn. That's PRESSEC@gov.kn. Facebook has verified Prime Minister Harris's official page by placing a white check mark inside a blue circle next to the Prime Minister's name, Dr. the Honourable Timothy Harris. This blue circle appears just above @PMHarrisKN. Also, be alert. If the person claiming to be either the Prime Minister or another government official asks you for money through instant messenger, direct message, or any other means, this is a scam and not a real charity. This public service announcement was produced in order to help you be an informed social media user. Protect yourself and help spread the message.
And we're wrapping up with a recap of the top stories. Nevis cabinet members get second COVID vaccination. Medical Chief of Staff at JNF pleased to get second COVID jab. And Prime Minister Harris says the U.S. needs to do more in the fight against COVID-19. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Berridge. Goodbye.